There's no greater compliment anybody can give you in the world than to say, I love your spirit. It's better than you're good looking, you sure are smart, you're funny. To say, I love your spirit, I think is the tops, because what that means is, this is how I interpret that. I love the Jesus that comes out of you. I love the way Jesus comes out of you. I love the way He sounds, the way He moves, the way He acts, the way He loves, the way He accepts. It's the greatest compliment I think that I could ever receive, and it's the one I want in my life. And I know every believer really deep down wants that too, for someone to see Jesus in them in such a special way. I heard a story this week. I just want to relate this to you. It has blessed me for 2 days. In South Africa, the greatest quantity of diamonds in the world are mined in South Africa. In fact, it's their number one, I believe their number one export, certainly in value. But there's a law in South Africa that anything brought out of the ground is owned by the diamond companies that are mining it. So if you find a diamond in your backyard, you have to report that. You have to turn that diamond in, but they'll pay you. They'll pay you the value of the diamond. So they have first rights, but they have to buy it from you. And the story goes that a woman found the second most valuable diamond in the world in her backyard, basically, in South Africa. And here she has the key to her financial future and her financial future of her kids and her grandkids and her great-grandkids, on and on. And she hasn't yet turned it in. She hasn't yet even reported it. And a man knocks on her door who is needing help financially. She's never seen him in her life. And instantly, the right thing for her to do, she felt, she handed him the diamond. And he took the diamond and walked away. 15 years later, he knocked on the door and he handed the diamond back. He had never been able to get rid of it. 15 years, and he handed it back to her, and he said, I've had this for 15 years. He said, I don't want it. He said, I don't want the diamond. I came back because I want what made you give me the diamond. And that, to me, is the Spirit of Christ. I'm not saying you got to go give all your money away. But what I mean is, as the Spirit of Christ comes out in us, may people fall in love with the version of Jesus that they see and say, I want to know that you have. I don't need your money. I don't need your time. I don't need your attention. I want that. I want that thing that made you love me when I was unlovable. I want that thing that made you compassionate when everybody else kicked me. I want that thing that caused you to forgive me when nobody else forgave me. That's what I want. And that's what I want for Midland Church. That when they come in, they go, I don't care about who it is, who's there, who's singing, who's preaching. I want what I see. I want what I feel. I want what I experience when I come into that house. Don't you? And don't you want people to see that in you? I think that's going to start, guys, when we get out of the war that's been going on in our hearts over religion. The calling card of this house for 7 years has been that the war is over. God's not mad. Jesus loves you. Nothing in that needs to change. I'm as sold as I've ever been in my life on the fact that the work is finished and God doesn't need Paul White to help Him finish it. And He doesn't need you to help Him finish it. You can just rest in the glorious goodness of it. But I'm struck more than ever that we have a key setting in front of us to help us tap into the greatness of this full life that we've always had in front of us. We just never really understood it. And that if we can start to understand it, some great, great things can start to happen in our lives.